So at the end of the day, a parliament agreed that they are going to meet Shamila Patohi. This is the NDPP, of course, of the National Prosecuting Authority, something they should have done to begin with. I still don't think that the NDPP should have appeared in an open session like the ad hoc committee. She should have been invited, and then the ad hoc committee chairperson, inform South Africans that, listen, we are going to have the NDPP come over as a 10th witness or whatever the case might be. However, because of the institution she is responsible for, we believe that this session should be held in camera. However, any findings that we are going to make out of what she will tell us, we will make what is in the interest of the public, but some things we are going to withhold, just like the names of implicated people or suspected people or people that are suspended or whatever the case might be, because that is the ethics of the NPA. Can you imagine if Shamila did actually mention this person's name in an open session? I would be very concerned myself. And as an accused at some point, that will be a loophole for me to use. I would use that loophole and I will milk it for everything that it's got so that I can walk scot-free. So she was very responsible. That ethics for me, I truly, honestly, I applaud it. And I just wish that things were just normal in a constitutional democracy where the integrity of the offices that people hold are respected, not be dragged out screaming and kicking, just like Julius Mkwanazi. We found out just this afternoon. Okay, you guys are watching the video the following day. Everything happened yesterday. So he eventually got suspended, but I am still saying the people that suspended her should be suspended themselves. Who is going to suspend the suspenders? Because what we heard from Police Chief Mayeye, as well as the former Deputy Chief Police, this is Spies, everybody in that, I don't know, corporate and legal, as well as sometimes I'm even tempted to go as far as saying the council as well, but the council is voted for by y'all. Those councillors that are sitting in the Ekurhuleni council houses, they, when all of these things are happening right under your watch, too busy at each other's throats, changing each other, changing who's the mayor, changing who's going to be the speaker. All of that is happening without consulting the people that voted you into office. And that opened a wide door, windows, even some holes that were created by rats for criminals or alleged criminals like Matlala to come in and say, while y'all are busy at each other's throats, I'm going to insert myself. But before I insert myself, I need to get the most corrupt police official. Oh, the deputy police chief. It looks like he loves money. So they captured him, allegedly. And I had said in my assessment at looking at what is going on and what I am hearing from Spies and Maye, it sounded to me that Julius Mkwanazi had successfully put together a rogue unit. He has put together, I call it a hit squad. That's what I call it. You can call it a rogue unit. I think their purpose was to be a hit squad, but they needed to be a hit squad under the guise of being EMPD so that they can wear uniforms. So now when you are listening to the details, these individuals that are considered to be a rogue unit, I call them hit squad. And the reason why I'm calling them a hit squad is because, number one, when they were recruited by Julius Mkwanazi, allegedly recruited by Julius Mkwanazi, these people had no qualifications. They did not fit the mold of being EMPD. They were taken in as volunteers. And I am thinking, I don't think they were just picked on the streets. These are people that are working or at least know Cat Matlala. And Cat Matlala knows these individuals who say they are the best of the best on the streets, if you know what I mean. So in order for them not to get caught, they need to be injected into the EMPD. And they are the ones that are going to do the most work, including hijacking of trucks, including hitting people that are whistleblowers, that, this guy had planned it all. And I'm not just talking about Julius Mkwana. Julius Mkwana is just an ice boy. I'm talking about Cat Matlala. I was trying to look at Cat Matlala's academic background, but then I remembered, because I do a lot of true crime on my other channel called The Iron Bars, the majority of the serial unalivers, they are super intelligent. Some of them, they don't have primary education, but the way they are so sharp, the things they were doing and actually getting away with. One of them, I can't remember what his name was, but his name is Sipho. Sipho had no education, but the way he was so sharp, this guy would even go to where the discovery of the body, and he would actually even give information as to what he saw or who he suspected, and the police believed him. So what I'm trying to say here, Cat Matlala, I think he is super smart. And then unfortunately, he's using that intelligence or his intellect in doing wrong things. But then again, if you look at most godfathers, I'm talking about the mafia language, most of them are very intelligent people. These are people who don't want to work for anybody. They don't want to make an honest living. They believe they have almost what you would call a god-like syndrome. I think that's how it's called. So they are the power. You are looking at the power. But the problem is, he doesn't want that power to be only circulated amongst this little group. He wants the entire South Africa. And he's like, so that when he has bragging rights, he will, wherever he goes in the world, he'll say, oh, South Africa, oh, I own that. As if he owns a company type of situation. But I don't think he's the only one. I was thinking that, no, man, Cat Matlala, I don't know if you remember that video where I said, I think the implicated people like Senzo Mchunu, KT Mulife, may refer to Cat Matlala as a small boy. No, I don't think so anymore. I think he's the one who was seeing them as Balele, and he's going to pull the carpet under their feet. And I think the way he was doing it is he was doing it very smartly. But unfortunately, like everything that you do in darkness does come out in the light. So at the end of the day, are you really intelligent? Are you really smart? I don't think so. But you're smart for actually thinking that way and putting apparatus together that are going to run parallel to the government. So you were using, you know how they say, to finish an elephant, you eat it one bite at a time? That's what Cat Matlala was doing. So whether you see that as a smart move or what, I say it as a smart move, but the execution was stupid. Very, very stupid. Because once you start involving a lot of people, for example, a person like Julius Mkwanazi, I don't think Julius Mkwanazi, he's clever, period. I don't think he's clever. That is why he was easily lured. That's why he was easily taken under. And that's how easy also he gave away the little power that he had as a deputy police, chief in Ekurhuleni. That's not being smart. A smart police chief would have said, okay, what's in for me? Now, and then this is how we are going to share the power. But instead, guess what he did? He became pompous, thinking that Cat Matlala is so powerful that he has all the important people under his wings. Probably that's what he did. I mean, if you have the Minister of Police, maybe that's how he saw it. Because the Minister of Police It's easy to go to the president and say, hey, Mr. President, Pella, hey, we need a retirement. I don't think it's going to be sufficient for yourself or for me for that matter. And South Africa has money. And I'm learning that we actually have money, guys. I'm learning that. Every time they say there's no money, there's actually money. But that money is not for us. That money is to align people's pockets and those that are politically connected to the people that are in charge of our coffers. I apologize with the change. I sometimes like it because it shows the reality of what we do here, that we are in a real environment. So when you see a change of exposure, just know that. For me, I like it. I like it. Shows real, that this is real. Anyways, going back. So yeah, I mean, he could go to the president. The president, if he's greedy, he will say, but just make sure that you keep my hands out of that mud, so that if anything happens and it hits the fan, my hands are clean. But you also need to have fall guys. And that is why the likes of Julius Mkhwanazi, they are the fall guys, because he's not clever. He's the opposite of Cat Matlala. Total opposite of Cat Matlala. And then now you have then, of course, these guys who are part of the rogue unit. Do you think that Cat Matlala and them, they are just going to let those guys? No, either they're going to unalive them. If they don't unalive them, they are going to be the small fish. If in fact they're even tiny, tiny fish. They are the ones that are going to prison, not the big guys. But behind everything of this nature, there's got to be somebody that holds the power, a politician. That's what I'm interested in. Don't tell me about these small, insignificant. Yes, they played a role, or they are playing a role, but who is the politician? Julius Mkhwanazi, listen, bro, let me tell you what's about to happen, sir. You're going down. And they are going to make sure that they suppress you down there if you are not going to open your mouth first. Because let me tell you something. I mean, you're a police officer. I don't have to tell you things. You know that when you come forward, there's a negotiation that takes place. Like, okay, I will tell you everything, provided that when I am prosecuted, instead of spending 25 years in prison, I want 5. It's called a plea deal, right? That's what I would do. But the condition must always be, who is that person? We're talking there at the tip of the top of the pyramid. There's a politician. This is a politician right here. Who's that politician? So you can't give us a middleman or somebody close to your level at the bottom of the food chain. We want the one that is up there, the lion, Simba. That's the one that we want. Who roared and you shook and then you started doing the things that you did. So that's my interest. Everyone else, do I still think that Cat Matlala is an ice boy? I'm beginning to change my mind here. I'm beginning to change. I'm even thinking as far into, let's say this plan succeeded. This was going to be our dictator, guys. Cat Matlala was going to be the dictator. He was going to do away with democracy and its systems. He was going to stage a coup d'etat. So now you can't call such a person an ice boy. Can you? I don't think so. Everyone else was a pawn. Katie Mulife, a pawn. The Minister of Police being implicated, a pawn. Of course, Julius. He was just being given money. If he was being given money to act as if he's the boss. That's the problem. When you recruit stupid people, your plan gets exposed. Especially if you marry people that are very friendly with Instagram. Yeah, you will get exposed too. Because imagine if Mama Cat did not post those videos, I doubt that we would know, or Jeff Weeks would have done what he did to expose this. Maybe he was already onto them. I don't know. But I don't think it would have exploded the way it has. God's favor. Hey. Anyways, guys. So yeah, my conclusion to what happened today in the ad hoc committee as well as the Matlala Commission of Inquiry. Right now, we have understanding the Matlala Commission of Inquiry because Peace concluded his testimony and dropped serious bombshells there. And now we are having Ekonani Nzinza. He's also dropping some few bombshells, but I'm still trying to figure it out as to what exactly is he talking about. Is it on the side of ethics or is it the side of Dr. Mashazi? I'm not quite sure, but there's a lady in there whom I think she had no idea what was happening in the registration of these vehicles, and boom, suddenly there's Kat Matlala, Jeff Weeks, and now she's like, I got a small child, make this go away, fix it. And then that's where I actually left the is it Matlala Commission of Inquiry? Yeah, because I feel like they haven't gotten to the point where I want, or what I actually am looking forward to hearing from Mr. Nzinza, because I want to know who is the powerful politician behind the city manager that said, you are not going to suspend Julius Mkwanazi, you are going to look the other way and let this rogue unit, which I call a hit squad, do what it needs to do because we need to make money. There's a politician in Ekurhuleni. Who is that person? That is what I'm interested in hearing from Mr. Nzinza. Other than that, I will leave this video right here and I'll let you ponder on everything that we are discussing here. Other than that, guys, I'm running out of space and I'll see you next time with a new video. Please don't leave without liking. Goodbye.